a Sunday in London, so that means a proper Sunday roast.
Die Hard, nothing is better than Simon and Garfunkel, who played the disturbed version. She's like,
Yeah, that's some original Beatles lyrics.
like his voice.
Yeah, about half an hour-ish. So, right. Everyone's
One of the most famous touristy spots in London. Welcome to Buckingham Palace. Check out the flag, the Queen's home.
Westminster. Covent Garden, where we started the story, used to be the convent garden. The garden where this church was growing fruits and vegetables. Today they only selling apples.
Gonna go check out the National Portrait Gallery and then the Tower of London and see what other shenanigans we can get ourselves into. Let's see what this is all about. So there's a bunch of old British important statues in front of me. Nothing's labeled, so I have no idea. Trafalgar Square. This place is fantastic looking watch. Just got off in Tower Hill, which is essentially the very center of London where everything started. And bam! Got a castle in the middle of the city. How sick is that? This castle is absolutely insane. In the middle of London. It was built in the Roman times about 2,000 years ago. And they're still, as you can see, they're still utilizing the grounds. It is so impressive. Ooh, let's check this out.
Royal Menagerie, it was once a zoo. We had lions and tigers and all types of exotic animals. Folks, at one stage here, we even had an elephant. That was quite special. We hadn't seen an elephant back then. We didn't know what to do with it. So we decided to feed it, of course. We fed it bread and a gallon of flat wine every day. Yeah, and it died. But it died very happy. And last but by no means least, this must rank as one of the world's most famous, or should I say, infamous prison complexes in the whole of the world. Over there we have the world famous Traitor's Gate, built on the orders of King Edward I. He required a safer and more useful entranceway into the Tower of London. You see, London in those days was an extremely dangerous place to be, where convoys could be attacked, stores stolen and prisoners set free. So he decided to use the River Thames as a natural highway. He ordered that a hole be knocked into the outer defensive wall so that at high tide, boats could pass through and unload their cargoes in safety. It was originally known as the Watergate. Do we have any Americans in the audience? I shall let you know that we had one first, all right? Now, through those gates have come no less than 3 queens of England. Queen Anne Boleyn, Queen Catherine Howard and Lady Jane Grey, the uncrowned queen of only 9 days. Right, we're going to leave this area. We're going to make our way under the archway of the Bloody Tower now. But before we do so, we had to protect the Bloody Tower, so we had one of these put in. And this is called a portcullis or drop gate. This one was built over 700 years ago. It weighs 2.5 tons. It is still in working order. To your front is William the Conqueror's Norman keep, known as the Great White Tower. Building work started in the year of 1078. It took 20 years to complete under the direction of Gondulf of Bec, the Bishop of Rochester. He had the tower built over 90 feet high. The walls vary in thickness from 15 feet at the base to 11 feet at the top. On each of the corners, folks, you'll notice that we have a turret. 3 of them are square, but one around the back is round. It is in the round one that the first Royal Observatory was established. And on top of the turret, you'll notice that we have a gold crown, underneath which is a weather vane. It shows a royal standard. Well, this lets us know that this is still a royal palace, although no longer a royal residence. But never lose sight of the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that kings and queens of England lived here within the walls of the Tower of London for well over 500 years. Now, the royal family, when they were here, lived mainly on the top floor. The floor below that was a banqueting hall, a council chamber, accommodation for knights and their ladies. It is also the site of the Chapel of St. John the Evangelist. That is one of the oldest Norman Romanesque-style churches here in England. The lower floor that you see with the large windows was mainly for servants and retainers. Yet, we had another floor, we had it below ground level. Here, stores and provisions were kept, but parts of the floor of a far more sinister past. It was in there that the rack and of implements of torture were used on poor unfortunate souls. It was a dark, damp, evil-smelling place, lit only by the flicker of candles. No sound of the cries of pain or anguish could be heard throughout those thick walls. Today, very little of its sinister past remains. We have now turned it into a gift shop. Here we're now standing on Tower Green. It is the village green to the Tower of London, but unlike most village greens in England, this one's quite special. We don't have a duck pond, pavilion, cricket pitch or village fete here, but what we do have is our very own private execution site. Yeah, you're first. Now that small paved area there is not to be confused with a public scaffold site that we have out on Tower Hill. Here, only 6 people were executed, although 3 of them, folks, were Queens of England. Well, I'll tell you about them inside the chapel.
This might be one of my favorite views in this city. It is just brilliant.